and welcome to our show Dreams, Passion and Your Hong Kong Story. Every time on this show, we bring before you people from different walks of life who have pursued their passion and found great success in Hong Kong. Today we have with us an amazingly dynamic, charismatic and creative entrepreneur, Jakimic. Leon is from Czech Republic and he has been very enterprising from very early on in life. He dreamt of being a tennis star. In one of the tennis tournaments, he had a knee injury, and after which he pivoted. He saw immense future potential in Czech glass industry. He himself comes from the family of artisans spanning 5 generations. He decided that he's going to make the Bohemian Czech glass #1 in the world. With that dream in mind, Leon launched Lasvit. Lasvit combines the beautiful Bohemian Czech glass with the innovative technology and creative craftsmanship and adorns some of the most famous museums, royal palaces, hotels, including our very own Ritz-Carlton in Hong Kong. Welcome, Leon, to our show. And tell us, how did that whole thing about being an entrepreneur come to your mind? Did that start very early on in life, or did it come slowly?
Well, I've always known that I would like to have my own business one day, and that it would be something to do with something which is close to my heart. My very first wish or dream was to be a #1 tennis player in the world. For those of you who follow tennis rankings, you know that it didn't materialize.
Okay.
After I turned 17, 18, I realized it was not gonna be the world's #1 tennis player. It was the entrepreneurship career.
Okay. So what brought you to Hong Kong? And when did you decide to launch Lasvit?
So I was 24.
Okay.
And at the time, I just finished my university in the United States, the Loyola Marymount University, and I joined a Czech company which was also in glass and crystal business.
Okay.
A large corporation, similar like Swarovski, that kind of company. And they gave me an opportunity to either go to New York or Hong Kong, and I chose Hong Kong because I guess I was more interested in some adventure.
Okay.
At the time, I only knew Bruce Lee, and that was about all I knew about Hong Kong.
Yeah. And then you decided to start Lasvit, but how come you decided to launch it from Hong Kong? And Hong Kong is still your home base.
So this was 2007. After 7 years of basically working for the other Czech company, I realized that I wanted to have a company where I can really shape its strategy, its culture, its business, hire people I like, and so on. So I decided to basically go back to my family tradition, the roots, and set up a company in the Czech Republic, and with its second kind of leg in Hong Kong, because my wife and I, we loved Hong Kong and we wanted to stay here. So I was just lucky to have a very good business partner, who was running like a GM, the Czech operations, the production operations, because basically all of our production, glass, metal, electrical parts, lighting, is made in Czech Republic.
Okay.
Whereas I was developing the business Asia Pacific first and then globally.
Okay. So while you were developing your Asia Pacific business and trying to make Lasvit a globally known brand, was being based in Hong Kong an advantage for your business?
Definitely.
Really?
Hong Kong is the ultimate location for doing business in Asia, and I would almost not be afraid to say that even the global business is the ultimate location to be based in Hong Kong. So location for sure was the reason that I am here. I guess 30 to 40% business is still Asia Pacific.
Okay.
And we even made Hong Kong our holding company.
Tell us about Lasvit, its products, markets. What do you guys do?
It's an idea. In Lasvit, we believe that if you surround yourself by beautiful things, in our case, beautiful works of glass, your life becomes better. You become happier. Maybe it can even change you as a person. So our vision is to be the most inspirational glassmakers in the world. Lasvit has basically 2 different businesses with lots of synergies in between. Both are centered around glass and design.
Okay.
But one is bespoke, custom-made, where we make one-off glass art installations and lighting.
I see.
You can think of chandeliers, but in a very modern way.
Okay.
More like artistic pieces that tell stories.
Chandeliers.
chandeliers, but in an artistic contemporary interpretation of chandeliers.
Chandeliers in an artistic contemporary interpretation.
Without the arms, without the candles, but more like art pieces.
I see.
Artworks.
Okay.
So those installations, they tell stories of, for example, the owners of unique properties. You know, the culture, the regions, the spaces. I can give you an example. We just finished the K11 Musea, the shopping mall in Hong Kong. In the main entrance, we created a chandelier which is made of metal pipes and knobs.
Okay.
The glass bulbs are like at the ends of each pipe, and the whole story is that actually it's connected to a steam engine.
Okay.
And when it sees people, there are sensors. It releases steam.
Okay.
And why? Well, because New World, the owners of K11 Musea, used to operate locomotives 100 years ago in Hong Kong. And there was a locomotive depot in the same place where the shopping mall is right now. Okay. So we connected the history of this company to its current shape and current business. So it's an interesting story, which is told through an artwork, which just happens to take a shape of a contemporary chandelier. Or the Peninsula Paris, the glass, the installation made of platane tree leaves that are adorning 𝐿𝐴, but also Wahelu in Shanghai, where there was another early peninsula.
Okay.
This way we connected Europe and Asia through the platane tree leaves.
So the Peninsula Hotel in Shanghai has your chandelier.
Also does, but it has the platane tree leaves, platane trees on the Wahelu.
Okay.
Planted by the French people.
Ah.
And the same platane trees are on the 𝐿𝐴 in front of the peninsula in Paris.
Ah.
So we made a chandelier made of glass platane tree leaves.
Okay.
Suspended from the ceiling.
I see.
All the way to the ground in the main lobby. It's a 9-meter installation. So, and the idea is that the monsoon would bring these leaves from Shanghai and from 𝐿𝐴, the wind, and they would circle and dance around the whole lobby.
Wow. So there's so much art evolved around making chandelier. So you derive some inspiration from Champs-Élysées in France and bring that inspiration into your artwork that you install in form of chandelier or many other installation in hotels around the world, like in Peninsula Shanghai.
Even private homes,
Okay, private
homes.
At
the moment, number one segment is private homes.
Really?
We do bespoke artworks, installations for the staircase, living rooms, dining rooms, lobbies, you know, for owners who don't want to just go to a shop and buy a regular light. They want something which is inspiring.
I had the privilege of actually visiting one of your factories in Czech Republic. Do you have a creative person who works with you? You know, how do you manage to I mean, I understand you're very creative yourself, but do you also have a creative team that works with you, that gives you these ideas? Do you have a strong technology team that helps you, you know, put your idea into fruition when you actually develop the product?
I'm a strong believer in teamwork.
Yeah.
It's actually we have 7 values of our company culture. Love and humility being one of them, but also teamwork.
Okay.
So without a good team, you can't do 300 bespoke projects every year.
Right.
And each project involves so much logistics, production, design, engineering, and so on. So I'm very blessed and lucky to have one of the most famous Czech artists as our art director.
I see.
His name is Maxim Velchovský.
Okay.
And he is really behind, he's responsible for everything creative that comes out of Lasvit. I think I'm creative and I have 5 generations of artisans.
Yeah.
But again, I think my main strength is kind of connecting people, connecting different professions together.
Yeah.
You know, connecting the artisans with the designers, with the engineers, with the salespeople, the marketing, the finance, and that is the real challenge. You know, how to make these people who have different brains. One is very bohemian, meaning creative and free-spirited, and our engineers being much more precise, more like. It's like connecting Italians with the Germans, basically.
Right.
But only then you can maximize the potential of the company, when you manage to connect such diverse groups of people.
Okay. Can you tell our audience the difference between a regular glass and a Bohemian glass? Well,
that's a good question. Bohemian glass is the second oldest glass tradition on the planet, after the Italian Murano glass. The Czech or Bohemian, because Bohemia is the western part of Czech Republic. So I can say Czech or Bohemian, it means the same thing.
Same thing.
Started about 1,000 years ago, the tradition, whereas the Italian tradition is another maybe 800 years earlier. there is some kind of chemical composition differences, but
Yes.
to make a long story short, the Bohemian glass is more crystal-like. It's more sparkling, it's more shiny. You need to work faster with it when you blow it because it cools down quicker. So unlike the Italians, who they do a lot of little flowers, little details, Bohemian glass is more about cutting, polishing, and making it more like crystal-like. Doesn't mean we can't shape it like blown glass, but it's got this additional benefit of sparkle and shine as well.
Tell us some of the challenge that you faced in setting up the business.
All entrepreneurs, no matter what industry, are facing similar challenges. Always how to manage the growth, the expansion, so it's not too fast and not too slow. But I think our industry has one more unique challenge, that is how to get enough young people to join the artistry, to become artisans, to become craftsmen.
Okay.
That's the biggest challenge, actually, to make it sexy for the young people to become artisans and artists and wake up at 6 a.m. and blow glass, and basically stay next to the furnace, which is 1,400 degrees Celsius warm. Basically sweat the whole day and still be proud of it and enjoy it.
But that's exactly what Lasvit is doing. I mean, your company is actually making this entire glass making industry by putting the way you are making it so creative and you're adding so many design elements. It's actually making it very glamorous.
We don't want to just to rescue craftsmanship, we want to evolve it.
Evolve it, yes.
Maybe make it more relevant for the next generations.
Okay. So are you ready for our rapid fire question round now? That is getting to know Leon's Hong Kong story in a bit more fun way. Your number one question.
Yeah.
Your favorite fun activity in Hong Kong with your friends and family?
Hiking, tennis, Scottish dancing.
Okay. Your favorite casual dining place in Hong Kong?
Casual would be La Piola at the Pawn at Johnson Road, Wan Chai.
So what kind of cuisine do they serve?
It's a Piedmontese, so northwest Italian cuisine.
Okay. And your favorite formal dining place in Hong Kong?
Not sure form. I think it's formal. It's called Sushi Sase. It's the Ice House Street. It's the kind of unique, bespoke sushi place.
Okay.
Or H-Queen's, the Ichu, the Peruvian restaurant.
Okay.
I like very much as well.
Wow. All right. Your favorite cultural activity in Hong Kong? You are such a creative man. So what is your most favorite cultural thing to do in Hong Kong?
Well, once a year we have this Art Basel here. So I love the exhibition. I go also to the Art Basel in Basel and Design Miami in the US. So Art Basel Hong Kong is something that is very exciting. Other than that, I think Scottish dancing is a culture activity too. So my wife is actually used to be a professional ballroom dancer. So we go dancing together sometimes. Well, she's dancing, I'm trying to keep up.
Okay, 3 words that describes Leon's Hong Kong life.
Well, work and Wan Chai. So that's one because it's W.
Okay.
And our office is in Wan Chai. Wife and kids.
Okay.
Another W.
Okay.
And I guess walks/hikes.
Okay, Leon, as a Hong Konger, permanent resident of Hong Kong, who's lived in Hong Kong for so many years now, what are you most proud about Hong Kong?
The proudest thing about Hong Kong is that this is such a welcoming place to any national. I think it's so welcoming and so amazing.
What would you tell the business leaders around the world? Why should they engage with Hong Kong?
Well, the location. It's the ultimate location for doing business in Asia, also for doing business in China. It's super efficient. You can find a great talent among the Hong Kong citizens. To be fair, I also must warn them, it's an expensive place if you plan to have 5 children, which is my case. But other than that, it's an amazing place.
Okay, and what would you tell the 7 billion people of the world? Why should they visit Hong Kong?
It's the food, it's the culture, it's the place where you have water and ocean and beautiful weather, beaches. Yet you can meet for business or meet friends in great settings. It's like, I can't think of any other large city to have such a variety of possible activities and like the perfect balance between fun and business.
Okay, well that brings us to the end, and thank you very much for Leon for coming to our show.
Thank you.
Stay tuned for our next episode on Dreams, Passion and Your Hong Kong Story, where we shall be bringing you another fascinating story.